Right then, this is Sharky from SHAR-KADE. Now, I've been waiting on this box for a few days now. So I've been looking at upgrading my main machine. Not main, but my main PC at home. So we're going to just take a look, see what's in. Oh, flip it back around, that's it. Cut it open and try and pry it all apart. Actually, there's a flap open at the end here. Right. Makes it easier. And what we've got inside. So I went for my personal build. A 4070 Ti graphics card. I do have a 4K 144 Hz monitor at home, so this is going to go into my personal PC, and then it'll likely move to one of my personal builds. So at the moment we are doing a Van Damme design, so I'm printing that off now. Which is going to look really cool, man. So when I get married, I'm going to have my own personal custom arcade as well at the wedding. Why not? So eventually it's going to get this card in. I'm going to start doing some updates on that build itself, to prepare everything for 4K for the future. Now, obviously there's some emulators that require tweaking and stuff like that to run in 4K. I thought if I go with the baseline graphics card, it's going to take about a year or so to get it all properly sorted, to double check every system, every game, and so on and so on. So I'm thinking if I go with the baseline now, the 4070 at 4K, then I can start building 4K, true 4K arcade machines. So like I say, this is going to go on my personal PC, then from my personal PC it'll be getting put into a nice 4-player ultimate control panel, Van Damme design, with blood sport design. So I'll try and over the next few days show off that design. I still have a lot of other jobs to get on with, but I've got the extra help in, so hopefully we can keep up with the current build speed. But yeah, nice cool graphics card. I've checked all the reviews and benchmarks and stuff like that on this card. With my arcades and my operating system, there isn't any bloatware. There's no bloatware on my OS. It's basically I've sat down and got the system running to its maximum potential at stock speeds. So when you do get a SHAR-KADE unit, your operating system is running at its best potential. So all the bloatware crap and all that stuff that comes on the back end of Windows is all being removed or disabled, and then that's why you get higher frame rates than usual on my machines than you would on something that's standard stock. Now I don't overclock my GPUs, my CPUs. They can be overclocked. Don't recommend it. I've never been a fan of overclocking. It's just one of those things. I've never been a fan of pushing me hardware over than the stock, but you can do. But myself personally, I can get great performance out of stock. I'm happy with that. A 1% boost in power performance or FPS performance isn't a great deal with me. I can get that from software, so I can boost that up software side rather than having to mess on with the hardware. So really buzzing with this GPU. I'm hoping my power supply in my PC. It should do. It's over 1,000 watt power supply. It's got all the cables and extensions I need, so it should be fine. But I do want to do some tests on these cards with the smaller custom power supplies I use in the Ultimate Deluxe control panels. Now these cards are quite big, so if we just open it up here, this card isn't going to fit in the deluxe control panels. It's just too large, too wide, way too long. So if we just place it down here, we'll take a look. I'll put my phone down. So the cards themselves are quite big. These ones, that there's not going to fit in the Ultimate Deluxe control panel. There's just no way. It seems to have, I've not seen that in a box before. That's cool. GPU brace, basically stop it sagging the card. That's cool, and it's metal. It's not these cheap acrylic ones you seem to get. And I take it that's me power connector, because there's new power connectors on the new GPUs. But hopefully they dumb the cards down. They bring out the 40 series, even if it's a 4060 series, smaller card, as long as it's around 20 centimeters long, it should fit in the deluxe control panels. So hopefully they bring out a smaller version of these cards, which would be perfect. Time will tell, but for stand-up arcades and Bartops, these should be fine to fit in. Like I say, I'm not offering them yet because there's no point running 4K if some systems aren't going to run correctly in 4K and so on. It would mean I'd have to go through TeknoParrot and all the other systems in PlayStation 1, PS3. Is the PS3 emulation going to work the same at higher resolutions? Know what I mean? Stuff like that. Especially the PS3, because PS3 can be a bit iffy. Certain resolutions on certain games it doesn't like. So it might actually drop the performance quite a lot. But next gen PC titles seem to have a decent enough frame rate, especially on, I think with the 4070, you're getting at least at least 60 on most titles. There will be some games I would have to adjust. I mean, 4K gaming is starting to get there, especially with the 4070 cards. True 4K gaming is getting there. It'll always look better on the PC for PC games than it would on your PS5. It's always going to look cleaner. But I'm going to, like I said, do some tests. Give it about a year, then I'll start releasing these. Because the graphics cards, these ones here are about 800-900 quid a card. It's a lot of money just for the GPU. I mean, it's not the most expensive card I've purchased. I've had a 3090 before, which I sold through, I think throughout COVID. I sold on and I actually gained a profit on that card. I think it was around 1,200 quid I originally paid for it. And I ended up making a profit because the prices just skyrocketed on the GPUs. But like I say, I'm going to do some ray tracing tests and all that sort of stuff on the card. So I'm pretty buzzing. I'm well excited. I do get excited about PC parts, especially cool new parts for myself. I see these stuff like this every day, GPUs and stuff like that. And I don't get much gaming. So I am busy. Obviously I'm busy. I'm non-stop. My customers will tell you. I'm on the phone sometimes with customers till about 3 o'clock in the morning. But I want to start focusing on the newer gen stuff. Like every one of my machines, as you've seen over the years, I started off with 1050s and stuff like that. Then the 2060s was our higher end cards. Now it's a 3060s and so on. So as prices drop, you don't get charged more basically. So if the 3060 comes down in price, I'll bring my prices of my arcades down. If the If a 4060 series comes out and that becomes the same price, that will then replace the 3060 series. So I'm always constantly trying to keep updated and upgraded the best I can. Now, obviously, true 4K gaming's going to creep up. Then it's going to be 8K gaming and so on and so on. I think these cards do support 8K, but there's no point. You're only going to get 30 FPS. I've got to have 60 or above. I prefer more, especially in the 70s, 80s. 120 FPS is my sweet spot on most gaming. Now, with me arcade machines, we'll try and stick with certain hertz monitors. We'll stick with 75 hertz monitors and stuff, is because there's certain games, certain systems that do run oddly. I think there's a couple of TeknoParrot games where if it's at over a certain hertz set on your monitor, it will play like it's in fast forward. So you've got to tweak about with settings and stuff like that. So that's why I'm going with the higher end card to find a baseline for the upcoming arcade systems, and then everything can be plugged in, run at true 4K. We'll never use TVs if we can. I am using the TV for a shooting sim I am doing. That's just because of the size. I couldn't get a monitor that size. I'm using a 4K TV, but that's only going to be used for shooting games. It's just going to be used for shooters itself. That's another project I'm going to have at my wedding. So there's going to be a few products this year. I'm going to try and push more this year with new products, new designs, so on. So we've got, like I say, I've got my personal build, because I don't have, I build arcades every day, don't have my own personal arcade machine, because I don't have a lot of room at home. So it's about time I have one, so it saves messing on. If a customer does need us to help them out, I can sort everything at home instead of waiting until the next day, come into work, mess on, and so on. I can have everything at home for when I'm at home on the afternoon to sort any little bits and pieces out. And that's it really. So I'll keep you all updated. Like I say, I've got a few projects on this year. I've got a virtual pin I want to get done. I've got a shooting sim, and I have a I may do driving sims at some point, but I don't know yet. My idea is with driving sims, I'm going to have to at least charge a couple of grand for my time, for the materials, for the size of the machine and everything else. I'm going to have to charge a few grand. Now, if you don't know, there is a actuated driving sim that's about 1,500 quid to 3 grand in dollars. That is $3,000 up to $1,500 to $3,000, called the YAR2, YAW, I think, YAR2. Me personally, if I was to have a driving sim, I'd have something that actually moves, the seat moves. I mean, I can attach a butt kicker to it and so on. It all moves and twists and turns and stuff like that. Now, if I'm building a big driving sim, it's going to take up the same amount of space. Exactly, it'll probably take up more space for a static driving sim. You're not going to get actuated seats and all that stuff, right? So the way I see it, the YAR2 is VR ready and stuff like that. So me personally, and for my customers, I don't want my customers spending 3 grand with me if they can get something better. That's the way I see it. So I would rather get the YAR2 in, set it up, make it look like a SHAR-KADE unit, make it pretty it up without making it look silly. You know my units, you see the quality of my builds. I don't want to just slap some stickers on something and say it's a SHAR-KADE build. Know what I mean? It's got to look cool. And the YAR2s look pretty cool as a stand. So maybe in the future I'll pull together a YAR2 kit, maybe offer one that spins round. Obviously you need the space for that, and one that just tilts the seat back forward, gives you shaking, stuff like that. So butt kicker attached, stuff like that. So it may just come down to a driving sim being just a PC add-on for with the wheel and pedals add-on and stuff like that. So it's something someone can buy anyways. Someone can go buy a Yard 2, especially in the US. They could order one in the US, have it shipped to them at the door, and they're not paying me extra shipping, not having to pay me loads. So that's the idea. Like I say, I'm not too fussed on driving sims at the moment, because if you can get better elsewhere, I don't expect to sell them. That's the way it is. So main thing, virtual pinball cabinets, new shooting sims. There might be another shooting sim as well, like the Shark Shooter, which is gun for IR setup. I'm gonna have to get hold of Raymond and get some kits in ready. I was asked the other day about the gun for IR kit. Will I be selling them? I will be selling the kits themselves for customers only. So I'll order them in, the kits. Whatever it's going to cost me shipping and stuff like that, I'll add the extra on. So they're not going to be cheap. And they're all going to be for SHAR-KADE customers only. Now you can go direct to Raymond. I'm not bothered. You can go direct to Raymond, but he doesn't ship outside the US. You'd have to sort the shipping out. So you can order from him still. You sort the shipping out, arrange the shipping, and have it shipped to the UK or through Europe if you're a SHAR-KADE customer. But like I say, I'll be ordering some kits in. If customers do want to buy them from me, you're going to have the import charges and stuff like that added on top. And then I've got to make a couple of quid on top in case you have any issues. For any reason, I've got to send them back or have something changed or replaced. Or, you know what I mean? My time's my money. At the end of the day, I'm not really out for making a massive profit on them, because I'd rather you just get them from Raymond, but I will get some in for some customers. But it's only customers only. If it's for customers that have SHAR-KADE units only, I won't be getting them in to sell them to any Joe blogs. Okay, that's the way I see it. So yeah, that was what was in the box. Clearly something cool for myself. Most people wouldn't see the excitement in a GPU, but I do. So that's it. So like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I'll keep you updated. Bye.